Thank you. Good evening, guys. Thank you guys for being on and having me here to go over drop some nuggets for you guys to take from and to help enhance your life with budgeting and money essentials. So my name is Quill Hamilton. I'm the program director here at SECU Credit Union. Not many folks know the difference between a credit union and a traditional commercial bank. The main difference is that the commercial bank, you have a board of directors, and the board of directors, the bank makes revenue, and that goes to the board of directors. Where at the credit union, board of directors are you, our members, and our profits, our revenue we turn it around and give it back to you guys in the form of lower interest rates on lending and higher interest rates on savings and CDs. So I'm going to start off here with budgeting and money essentials, and I have a question. One thing I asked for you guys to do, I'm going to ask questions because I like it to be interactive. So I like to hear from you guys as well. And I'll ask a couple of questions during the session so that you guys can answer. And, to the best of your ability, no answer is a wrong answer because we're all here to learn. So first thing I want to ask you guys, what word comes to mind when you hear the word money? So come off mute and let me know what word comes to mind. Don't be afraid. Anything?
I would say like credit cards.
Credit cards. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
A word that comes to mind for me is savings.
I like that. Okay. Listen, let me let you guys know. If we were meeting in person, I always bring gift cards. So I always give gift cards to people who answer. So I'm sorry that we're not meeting in person, but if we do meet in person, if I do a session in person, you guys get the gift cards just because of that. So I try to reward you guys for answering questions. So, and like I said, no answer is a bad answer. So savings, credit cards, yeah, they're very, very good answers. So budgeting is very important. So when you start budgeting, and how many of you guys have created budgets or have seen a budget or started doing one? Okay. One of the things that budgeting is good for, it helps you plan how to use your money. So are you guys working part-time? Any of you guys working part-time right now? Come off mute. Yes or no? Well, if you are working part-time, it's good to budget. There's a lot of times you want to spend your money. Some people you want to give as well. And giving is not just your money. You can give your time as well. But one of the things that as adults, a lot of us do, we forget to save and pay ourselves. So saving is part of paying yourself. So when you are working, you start working a part-time job, go to school, you go in college, and you're working a full-time job after college, you want to make sure you pay yourself. Budgeting also ensures we don't spend more than we have. So you want to make sure you're not spending more than what you're bringing in. Okay? And it also helps you reach your goals faster. So one of the things I tell people when they're saving money and when they create their budget and they're putting money in their savings, always have a plan or a goal because you want to make sure you know what you're saving for. A lot of people they want to save just to save. But save with a goal in mind. So if you're going to buy some sneakers, you want to buy Christmas gifts for your family, you're saving for a car, make sure you have a plan so you know what you're saving for. Needs and wants. A lot of times we want things that we feel we need, but we don't need them. So you can come off mute Who has iPhones on the phone on the call here? Anyone?
I
Can you
And
repeat the question?
who has iPhones? An iPhone. Who has an iPhone?
Me.
I do.
What model? Which one? iPhone 17, 16? Which one you have?
13.
13? Okay. Do you like the 13?
Yeah.
Do you want to get the 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need to get the 16?
No.
Okay. Because the 13 does a job for you, right?
Yeah.
I'm an Android guy. So I have an iPhone. Oh, don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. I have an iPhone only because my company gives it to me. So I have to have an iPhone. That's what we use. The only reason why I have it is because of that. If they didn't give it to me, I wouldn't have it. I have a 15 and I had a 13. They upgraded. The company upgraded. So that's not me. But I didn't need it. I didn't want it. They gave it to me. But we have to, a lot of times when we're doing our budget, we're not looking at the needs versus the wants. So, like food, you see, we have food, that's a need. Clothing, it's a want. Video games. I'm sorry, clothing is a need as well. Video games is a want. You can say riding a bicycle or getting a bicycle is a need because you want to stay healthy. But you can also categorize it as a want because you can walk and stay healthy doing that as well. We have to make sure we learn to distinguish between needs and wants. So, and that helps us when we're prioritizing our spending. Who has heard of the 50-30-20 rule? So if you haven't heard of it, you're going to know what it's about. So now 50% of your monthly income should go to your needs, which is housing, groceries, utilities, etc. 30% goes to your wants, hobbies, Netflix, dining out, etc. And 20 to your savings. One of the problems that we have as adult when you become an adult is that sometimes you forget the 20% because life happens. So your car breaks down, you have a flat tire, you need a new engine in your car, your cell phone breaks, you have to get a new cell phone. You'll take money from your savings first before you do anything else. And you'll forget about that portion. As I mentioned earlier, savings is paying yourself. And we sometimes forget to pay ourselves when we do that. So if you follow this 50-30-20 rule, it can help you to avoid overspending. You can change your budget as many times as you want, and you should review your budget on a regular basis. Now, doing it once a month, some people do it. Some people come to the bank, they do their budget once a month, and that's it. They don't do anything else. I normally advise people to do it. If you want to do it weekly, because you never know. A lot of times when we have our bank accounts, a lot of the banks have on their app budgeting tools. They also have on those tools, it can tell you exactly how you're spending your money. So who here likes Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, or Starbucks?
Me? I
I
like
do.
both of them.
Okay, so how many times a week do you go to either one of them? Roughly 3 times, 5 times?
I go once a week.
Once a week, okay, that's good. I was at a session. I was at University of Towson University yesterday for a session, and one of the student athletes, and he said 7 days a week he goes to Starbucks. I'm sorry, Chipotle, and he spends $18 each time he's there because he has to get extra double meat. He needs guacamole. He needs everything. It's the works. So now, I'm going to show you a slide later on. If you go to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts is a little bit cheaper than Starbucks. So Dunkin' Donuts, at least 4 times a week, you're spending about $1,800 a year. So what can you do with $1,800 additional $1,800 each year into in your account? What can you do with it, guys?
It's a month's rent.
Yep, that's a month's rent. So, and if you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Chipotle or any other fast food place, and I challenged the group I had this morning, earlier today, and yesterday, if they can cut it out for 2 weeks to see how much money they'll save, especially if you go there 3 times or more, just to see how much you save. And you'll see the difference. You will see the difference. Because sometimes the group I had earlier today, one person she admitted she's a junkie because she has to go to Chipotle, she has to go to Dunkin' Donuts on a regular basis. So, hey, I don't know. There are groups for those people. I'm just letting you guys know there's groups for those people that help you when you admit you have a problem. That's when you can get the help. So save your money and don't spend it all on fast food or these restaurants there. So here's some budgeting practices. As I mentioned earlier, set a goal. You can set a short-term goal or a long-term goal. My family and I, we go on vacation every year, and we try to go out of the country. Last year we went to Cancun. The year before that we went to Jamaica. And after we get back from vacation, we start saving for the next vacation. So we normally go in May or June, so we know that we have another 12 months to save, so we can make sure that's paid off. So we don't have any bills when we come back from there. So set some goals. Like I said, if it's short term, long term, set some goals. Know why you're saving. Select a budgeting method that suits your lifestyle. So if you write it down on a piece of paper, you have a spreadsheet, you use your app on your phone from your bank, use something that's going to help you, that you can check on a regular basis. Any budget that you have that's in your head is nothing but a thought or an idea, because you can't check that on a regular basis. Also, incorporate self-care into your budget. So now, if you want to get your nails done, you want to get your hair done, incorporate that in your budget so that you don't overspend. Going to the beauty salon, going to the nail salon, it's costly. Going to the barbershop is costly. So make sure that's in your budget. Prioritize savings. As I said earlier, a lot of times we don't do that because life happens. So we don't do it. And track your spending. As I said before, there's apps on your bank app that can track your spending for you and let you know if you're spending more money in this store versus that store, or spending more money totally. So you can stop that. Track your spending. So like SECU, we have an online budgeting tool like a lot of banks do. There's also mobile apps like Mint Mobile. Mint and Good Budget. Those are 2 apps there, pen or paper or budgeting spreadsheet. But have something that you can look at on a regular basis that can assist you with keeping a budget and maintaining this. It's not to say that you're not gonna go over your budget sometimes, because it happens because life happens. So, but you want to make sure that it doesn't happen too frequently. So there's 12 months in a year. So now, say 2 of the months you may go over. A lot of people go over around the holidays because you want to take care of your family. You're spending money for your family to buy gifts and everything like that. So that happens. But make sure that it's not something that occurs on a regular basis. So find money in your budget as well. Who likes DoorDash? The group I had earlier, they were big DoorDash people. So DoorDash is very expensive. I don't do DoorDash myself because I like to see them make my food. Like if my boys, they DoorDash Chipotle all the time. I don't do that because when you do that, it's like they put 1 spoon of rice, 1 spoon of beans. I like 2 spoons of rice, 2 spoons of beans, and I like extra lettuce. I can't get that if I do DoorDash. So I go in. So they can order themselves DoorDash, but I'll go in myself and pick it up so I can let them know what I want. And or my wife, my wife's a vegan. I'm a part-time vegan, so we cook at home a lot. So it's cheaper to cook at home versus DoorDashing. So we do that. Subscriptions. We all have subscriptions that we don't even review on a regular basis. So you have Apple TV. If you don't utilize it, you're paying for it and you're not even using it. You have Amazon Prime, you have HBO Max. So there's all these streaming sites you have that you may not even use, and you're being charged, but you're not using it. So that's wasted money there. Who has a library card on the phone?
I do.
Okay. Do you go to the library?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. The library has a lot of free things, movies, and a lot of the movies are the brand new movies that just came out. They may have come out last year, but they have that. They have the ebooks, they have music, TV shows, educational courses as well. So they have all that stuff free for you versus paying to stream all these things. So if you don't have a library card, get one. They're free and utilize it. Coupons and rewards programs. Use that. I have Apple TV. I have HBO Max. And the reason why I have it is because T-Mobile and Verizon give it to me for free. That's why I have it. So I utilize these rewards. So Verizon gives it to me for free because they say I'm a good customer. I've been with them for years, and they offered it for me for free. So I have it. T-Mobile gives me one for free because I'm a good customer. Been with them for like 20 years. So my whole family is with them. So, that helps. Clothing resale. You guys outgrow your clothes. What do you do with your clothes when you outgrow them? Hopefully you don't throw them away. You can donate them or clothing resale. There's a couple of places that you can go to where you can resell them. It won't be the same amount that you pay for it, but you can get some money from that as well. Scholarships and educational discounts as well. So you can negotiate with schools. My son went to HCC because my wife homeschooled, and my 2 boys, and one of them is in HCC now. The other one is in University of Maryland. But we were able to negotiate scholarships. The schools want you to go to school. So talk to your advisor at school, at your high school, and they can walk you through these things so that you have all the information that you need when it's time for you to go off to school. And now I mentioned earlier about Dunkin' Donuts. So this is $1,800 that this person is spending. You can spend if you're going there once a day. And Chick-fil-A, and who doesn't like Chick-fil-A? So $1,500 that's just 3 days, 3 times a week going there. All that money you're spending that you can save. And listen, I love Chick-fil-A. I don't mind going there. I may go there maybe once a month. I'll go there. Chipotle, we may do twice a month. But if it came to a point where I had to go there 3 times a week, I think I'd get sick eating the chicken all the time. So if you don't have to go there as a lot, then don't do it. Also, Nike, Under Armour. It can cost you to buy the latest sneakers. And you want to get Under Armour, the latest Under Armour, the latest Nike sneakers, it can cost. All the clothing, it can cost you. It's not cheap. So just make sure you put it in your budget when you do it. And gaming. So Robux, Xbox Live, PlayStation Store. The games aren't free. Those games for PlayStation and Xbox are like $70. And if you're buying the game, plus a lot of the games, you have to buy points as well. And that cost. Even with Robux isn't cheap. And I know my boys used to all their money used to go to Robux. Every time they get something, for birthday, for Christmas, working, it goes to Robux. And they'd have no money whatsoever. So it can be addictive because you want the latest skins. So you want to make sure you pay for the latest skins and you're playing online, you want to look the best. So, but it can cost you. See, it's $960 per year it can cost you. So be careful with what you're doing. Savings. 60% of consumers cited unexpected expenses as their biggest barrier to achieve their savings goals. One of the reasons is life happens. So you start driving, you have a car, your tire blows. How much does it cost to get the tire fixed? And if you can just guess, how much does it cost? Do you think it costs?
Like $300.
Okay, it can cost $300. That's for one tire. So now, whenever you get replace one tire, you should be replacing the 3 others as well, because the thread on the tires are worn. So you're going to have one tire that's brand new, and then maybe less than a year down the line, you may have to replace the other 3. Tires can run you depending on the type of a car. So you got $300. So that's what, $1,200 that you have to pay for all 4 tires. Eventually. Yeah, you want to get the one that's blown. You want to get that one taken care of right away. But down the line, that's $900 additional dollars that you're gonna have to pay to get that taken care of. So always make sure make sure you save and a saving for that rainy day. And that's a rainy day if something happens to your car. It's an emergency. So the common rule is when you're working, you should have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in your account. That's part of your savings plan. I always recommend 6 to 12 months because you never know how long it's going to take for you to find a job that in your field and that you want to do. So right now, the market is saturated because you have folks that have been laid off, furloughed, don't know if they're going to have to get their jobs back. So they're looking for employment because they have to be able to, since there's a shutdown, they have to be able to pay their bills. So the job market is going to be kind of tight right now. So having 3 to 6 months is good, but 6 to 12 is even better, just in case, and that's just in case. So, and make sure you ensure savings is easily accessible in a flexible account, meaning you have savings, money market, and you have CD. You put the money in a savings account, and a money market is liquid. So you can always go to the bank and take their money out whenever you need to without any penalty whatsoever. But if you put money into a CD, what happens there is that with the CD, the money's locked in. They have terms of 3 years up to 5 years. So if you put the money in the CD for a 1-year term and you need to use that money before that term is over, then you're going to be penalized 3 months of your interest. So now if it's a year CD, 2 years up to 5 years, it's going to be 1 full year of your interest that you'll lose if you have to withdraw money from it. So that's why when you're saving, save with a goal in mind and have an end date for that goal. So we have the two boys in school, so we save money to help with their college expenses. They have most of their colleges paid for, but you need books. They have meal plans. So you want to make sure they have that additional money. So we make sure we save for that to go along with the scholarships that they have so that nothing comes out. I want to make sure my kids don't have to pay anything out of their pocket. So we make sure we take care of that for them. But we plan for that to make sure that it's taken care of. So that's another thing that you need to make sure you plan for as well. Savings. What is savings? Saving means setting aside money for future needs or wants. It helps you reach your goals. And it's about being prepared. And it's just in case. Like I said, you never know what can happen. So life is full of surprises. Okay, we mentioned earlier, your tire blow on your car, what you going to do? You want to be able to take care of it because you need your car to get back and forth to work or get back and forth to school. So you need to be able to maintain a working vehicle so that you can get back and forth to get further into education and or bring money into the house so you can pay your bills. So just make sure that with your goals, help you reaching your goals, set your goals, set an end date for your goal as well, so you know what you're saving for, and make sure you continue to be prepared. Oh, how do you save? Some folks save. Back in the day, my grandmother used to do this, keep money in the house. That was her bank. So she was a nurse. She had her account, paid her mortgage, paid her bills through that, but her savings was in the house. So when she passed away, we found money all through the house because that's where she saved it. She didn't care about putting it in the bank where you can earn interest. She felt safer keeping that money with her in the house there. Didn't tell anyone else where it was at, but she knew where it was at. So when she passed away, we're cleaning up the house. We find money all over the place. Basement, in the attic, all over the place. We found money. So I wouldn't advise that because if there's a fire in your home and you have money left in your home, the money's gone. But if you have money in a bank or a credit union and the bank or credit union burns down, your money's safe because it's insured. So you don't have to worry about that. You can go to another branch and take your money out if you need to. But if you keep it at home or on an app, you could lose that money. So make sure you find out whatever bank that you have an account at, find out about their services and make sure that it aligns with what you want to be doing with your money. And even save even when you're broke. If you feel broke, set a goal for $50. So in a month, I want to save, 2 months, I want to save $50. Set that goal. And you make sure you put money aside just for that. If you're working, I always advise people have that 20% transferred into a savings account right off the bat. So you never have to worry about it. So you don't have to do it yourself because 9 times out of 10, if you're transferring yourself, you're not going to transfer the money. Life will happen. And you'll say, okay, then I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes because there's always, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, the next day. So start small, even if it's $10, $5. Start small and then start building up. I tell a lot of folks that come into the bank that I meet with that even if you have no money whatsoever saved, start at $5, and we always recommend when they open an account, set up an automatic transfer with $5 just to start and see how far it grows. Give yourself a year doing that. And sometimes getting into that habit of saving, it takes some time because that's not where your mind is at right now. So, but you have to get into that mindset and then you start doing it. Interest on your account. So when you're saving, you want to make sure you're getting interest on your account. As I mentioned earlier, savings, money market, and CDs, they come with different rates. So the APY on an account is normally on your CD, and that's the annual percentage yield. There's an APR, which is annual percentage rate, and you get that on your CD as well. But I'm gonna tell you the differences. So with the APY, you're getting, if you have a 1-year CD, you put $5,000 in that CD, and for the full year, you're getting a rate of, if the rate APR is 4%, the APY would be maybe 405 or 410, 4.10. So if you keep the money in it for the whole year without touching it, you get the 4.10. If you put the money in and say 3 months down the line, I need $1,000. You pull that money out, you get the APR. So you only get the rate, not the yield. So you could have gotten that additional 0.10% if you didn't touch that money. But you still get the 4%, just minus 3 months of your interest. So and at SECU and practically every credit union in the country, they use compound interest. And compound interest is different than simple interest, where a lot of commercial banks use simple interest. Simple interest is you put the $5,000 in, and at the end of the 1 year, you're getting $5,000 plus that interest, so 4%. Compound interest is a little different, where that one there, you get 4% plus, on top of that 5,000 each month, on top of the interest that you receive each month. So we're paying you interest on top of that interest on the money that you have in the account. So that's what compounding interest does for you. If you're earning extra money on top of the money that you have in the account, where simple interest, you're just earning that straight interest. It is not compounded every month. It's just at the end of the term, that's when you get your full interest. So there's a difference. So if you have an account with a bank and you want to open up a CD, find out if it's simple interest or compound interest. And always go with the compound interest. Don't go with the simple interest. We have some interest rates and fees as well. So these are on credit cards. So a lot of credit card rates range from 15% to 25%. No, that's all depending on your credit score. So, and that's the annual percentage rate on the credit card. Loans and mortgages, they may vary, but with credit cards, 15, normally 15 is the lowest. 14, I've seen 14, 14.99, that's close to 15. So, and that's all based on your credit score. If you have a credit card, and if you're on your parents' credit card right now, because you have to be 18 to get your own credit card, once you get your own credit card, or if you're on your parents', make sure you look at the fees. A lot of times when we get a credit card, we don't look at the fine print. And they put that very small because they know that people aren't going to look at it. So make sure that the late, check the late fees or missed payment fees, any overdraft fees, and any annual fees. If you have a credit card and there's an annual fee on the credit card, that may not be the credit card for you, because you're borrowing, you're using their money, but you don't want to pay to use their money like that. You're already paying the interest. You don't want to pay an additional annual fee on that. And always check the APR, not just the minimum payment, when you use your card. Credit score. Do you guys know what a credit score is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now, a credit score, the lowest is 300. The best credit score there is 850. So when you have a 850 credit score, you get the lowest rate no matter what. So you could be buying a home, you're buying a car, interest rate is 3%. Your credit score is 850. you get the 3%. I'm buying a car, my credit score is 500, in the 500s. My interest rate for the same car is going to be close to or over 10%. So you're paying maybe $200 for your car, $300 for your car. I'm paying over $1,000 for the same car because my interest rate is higher based on my credit score. Your credit score is your credit worthiness. So that determines with creditors if you are able to pay your bills back and on a timely basis, and if you are a good steward over your credit. So the higher the score, the better the borrower looks to the lender. And these are the items that impact your score. So new inquiries is 10%. Credit mix is 10%. Length of credit history, 15%. Payment history is 35%, and credit utilization, meaning the usage of your credit, is 30%. If you have credit cards, the best thing to do is to make sure you use less than 30% of your credit card, because if it's over 30%, it affects your credit score. Length of credit history, a lot of folks don't understand that if you cancel a card, I have a card, I've had it for 10 years, I go to PNC and I open up a credit card there and they say, close it, you don't need the other one anymore from Capital One, close that one and just use this one here. That hurts you because that's your credit history. And you never want to, you don't have to use that card. And you have it at zero, you don't owe anything on it, but never close it because it's part of your history. And creditors look at your history. Your credit score can affect you in many ways. So renting an apartment, student loans, car payments, job applications. So most companies check your credit score during the hiring process. I know if you're working in a financial institution, they check your credit score. So if you owe money to one creditor, they want you to pay that off before they hire you. Even though you could be a fantastic candidate for that company, they may not hire you because of that, especially in the financial industry, because of the fact that you're working with money. And they want to make sure that you're not going to be compromised into stealing anything because of your situation with your credit. So your credit score is very important. That's my presentation. I hope that you guys have learned something from this. And if you have any questions, you can come off mute and ask whatever question you want to ask.
I have a question, and how do you know like what bank you can trust or a good bank?
Well, you want to make sure that the bank is looking out for your interest. So now if you go to a bank and you're saying that you want no fees on your account, you want to make sure that there is, there's no monthly fee. And what's the fee if, say, I overdraw my account? If there's a fee for that, you want to check that. So now if you want no fees whatsoever, make sure. What they'll do is they'll throw a pamphlet in front of you for you to read, knowing that 9 times out of 10, folks won't read it. So you're there sitting in front of a banker. Their job is to answer every question that you have and answer it truthfully, because they'll lose customers that way, plus reputational issues that'll come up as well because of that. So you go in there with a list of items that you want your account to look like. And then if they meet that's the bank for you. But they have to meet your criteria, because we want you as a customer. So, because there's 50 million banks out there. You don't want to settle with one that's not looking out for your best interest. So they have to look out for your best interest. That was a fantastic question. Any others?
Make sure to
Okay.
use this time.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would recommend students to invest in?
Um, what I would recommend, well, first off, um, speak to someone who knows what they're doing before you do it. So when I was at Towson last night, a lot of the students they invest in crypto, but they don't know. They admit it. They don't really know what they're doing. We have at SECU we have a free. We do it free to all members. Where we'll sit down with you and talk, work with you when we ask you what you want to, how you want to see your money grow, and we work out a plan to help you to do that. So saying if you want to go into stocks, you want to go into bonds, if you want to go into crypto, even though a lot of banks they feign away from crypto because it's so volatile. But we will sit down with you. Most banks will do this. They'll sit down with you just to go over your portfolio and what your tolerance level is for investing. So it all depends on your tolerance level. Some people want low risk, some people want medium, some people want high. So it all depends on what your tolerance is. And then we can steer you in that direction and work out a plan to get you where you want to be. Good question. Any others?
I have a question for the students on this call. So quick question for the students. Why is this important as it pertains to this program with Ulman Foundation? Why is budgeting so important for people your age?
It
'Cause
allows for, oh, sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. I think I was just
Um,
saying. Oh wait, yeah, you go first. First.
oh, thank you. It allows for us to really know how much money we can put into the fundraiser that we want to host and also know how much revenue we can make and the best options and ways we can approach some circumstances.
Even a bit. I'm thinking even bigger than that.
I was kind of thinking like if you know what your goals are, it helps you save not only for college but like in your future life. Like if you're going into the work industry and you just have no plan for your money, you're just all that money sitting in your account and you have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah. Anyone else? I think we can go a little bit further too.
Well, if you want to go further, you can start like planning for generational wealth and like actually creating like an investment strategy that makes you guaranteed returns over time.
Yeah. So how many of you have heard the term financial toxicity?
Well, I have.
You know, can you explain it at all?
Well, I think like I think to have financial like toxicity to me is like when people are overly like keeping like financial like they really think that financials are like not a good thing to talk about, and when they like choose not to talk about it just because like in their families they weren't really talked about it. Or it's like when you're like overly like you don't spend enough, or like you overly save because you think that like you should just put everything in the bank instead of like actually letting your money work for you.
Not quite what I was looking for. So, what it pertains from the medical aspect, financial toxicity is the negative financial consequences that are related to having medical treatment. So, why this is like budgeting is so important, not only for obviously what you need to do for the rest of your life, if you want to buy a house, go into college, but the reason why this is so important is what Mr. Hamilton said. Life happens. Cancer happens. So if you were to get a cancer diagnosis tomorrow, unfortunately, with your age group, the level of financial toxicity for your age group, they actually ranked it as an F minus. You have the worst possible rating, basically stating that your age group, if you have a very large medical diagnosis, you are far more likely to go bankrupt than any other age group because the system is kind of unfortunately stacked against you at that age because you're just now starting your life. You're just now saving. You're just now really getting into your budgeting. So the reason why this is so important is if you have that jump start, you can better prepare yourself for those big big things that unfortunately are going to happen in your life, and you can prepare for them now so you can set yourself up for success. I'll use myself as an example. When I was out of college, I couldn't even get a credit card. My credit score was so bad, no bank would give me a credit card because I had no idea what a credit score was. So I just kept overdrawing my checking account because I needed money. I didn't budget anything. I just decided, hey, I needed to eat food today. So I went to the bank and withdrew money that I didn't have. So when I left college, it's taken me, I'm going to really, really date myself now, over 20 years to really regain my financial independence to be able to buy a house. People your age group, are far less likely to own property because of the financial disadvantages that you have right now. So that's why I wanted to make sure you all were able to talk to Mr. Hamilton to have him answer some of these questions, because these are questions that are extremely, extremely important, especially as you move on going into college, or if you're not going to college, perfect, going into your professional career, because there's a huge jump from high school to going into the real world.
Yeah, one of the things I know when I was growing up, we didn't talk about money in the family. No one talked about it. So I went to school on camp. They would come on campus, give you credit cards. You signing up, it's free money. So you're not worrying about paying it the following month, because with your student loans, you have a few years after you get out of school to start paying. With the credit card companies, the next month they want the money. So if you don't know and you don't talk about it at home, then you're going to make mistakes. Well, what we're trying to do is prevent you guys from making the same mistakes we made, so that you have a leg up. Like I said, my boys, we taught them from day one how to be responsible with your finances. And your credit is so important, so that you don't have to. Even if you have a credit card, you miss one payment, it can affect you for 2 years. 2 years. And it can drop your credit score down almost 100 points. So, and that can affect you when it's time to buy a house, buy a car, apply for a credit card. It can affect you. For another credit card, it can affect you. Going to school, to college, it can affect you. So the pitfalls that we went through, we want to make sure you guys don't go through it as well.
Any questions? Take advantage of it. Oh, looks like we have a bunch of financially responsible teens here, which is perfect. That's what we want. But again, if you all have any questions at any point in time, never hesitate to reach out to myself. I could forward everything to Mr. Hamilton. He can also, if he's willing,
I'm gonna put my email address in the chat as well. So you guys, if you want to email me some questions, then I'll answer your questions for you.
Perfect. And I will also include that email in our follow-up email that I'll send probably either later this week or early next week. This recording, again, will also be on YouTube. Make sure that you do watch it with more people from your school. Anyone that watches this takes the short little quiz that's associated with it. Your school does earn points for it. But again, really, like, this is a very, very important subject, especially not only with what's going on with the world, but what's going on in your life within the next couple of years. Take advantage of the knowledge that you learned tonight. Take advantage of the opportunity to interact with Mr. Hamilton and all the representatives at SECU that have been so great to Ulman Foundation and our patients. They want to help support you. We want to help support you. So anything that you need, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's why we're here. But we want to thank Mr. Hamilton. Thank you so much for coming tonight. It was so informative, so much great information. Hopefully, everyone here is going to take a good chunk of this with them. But we really thank you so much for doing this. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your week.
All right, guys, take care now. Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.